overindulging in sex is a sin. Like a lot of time, and I think of this for a lot of men that we just so sex driven,
Mhm.
like sex, 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 sex. But too much sex is bad. Like, and people, men probably like, what? Too much sex is bad because it gives you it fogs your mind, it fogs your focus, because all you're focusing on is sex, 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 sex. But you're supposed to be focusing on your purpose, because that's what God put you here for, is to live your purpose and to live in His will. But men is just so hungry for sex, 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 sex. And so if you're able to control that urge, control yourself, self-control, and say no, withstand from having this thing that you always wanted, that you always got, and that was always just so easy for you to get, and now you just like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna abstain. I'm gonna have self-control, and I'm gonna, do this thing. And so it got to a point where I was inspiring other guys to
Mhm.
start their journey.
Yeah.
And some was like, Jet, it worked for a minute. So it was like, tried it, and it's not, but it's a tough battle.
Yeah.
What's up, family? Welcome back to another episode of Load Up Podcast.
Yep. Yep.
And man, I feel good. I'm so excited. I'm blessed. I'm healthy. I'm in my right mind. And I'm so excited to be shooting this episode with my co-host, the one and only Cortne B.
What up? What up? What up? What
What's
up?
going on?
Yeah. What up?
What up? What up? What up?
Nah, I'm excited. It's a good day. It's raining. We in here just kind of mellowed out,
For
and
sure.
it's a cool day.
Yeah, for sure, man. Before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe and comment.
Yeah.
Let's continue to grow the channel. Let's continue to grow the page and grow the podcast. Tell a friend so they can tell a friend,
Mhm.
and let's continue to grow. But what's been going on with Jet Li? I've been working out. I've been in my bed, been being focused,
Yeah.
saving, paying off bills, and
Okay, Slim.
yeah, you see me. You a little slim. You gotta look good now. You gotta look good for the camera. You gotta look good for your wife. Just because you
You
get
look
them,
real good, baby. You look
just
real
because you
good.
get them, you got to keep them.
Yeah.
That's the thing to it. So, been working out, man, eating good, man. Make sure you eat healthy, man. Make sure you work out. Make sure you be active every single day, man. But what's been going on with you, man?
Nah, I just been focusing on just my business,
Yeah,
really. It's been
minding my business.
for real, minding the business that
It
pays
pays me.
me. But
For sure.
no, God has literally been showing out.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about yesterday that seasons always change. I can remember first quitting my job, and I knew that I didn't want to be there anymore. So I was
Yeah.
just trying to kind of fill in with, something to still make money.
Right.
So after quitting, I went to Instacart, instantly found out that that wasn't it, that wasn't gonna work. So I can remember literally praying in the car between waiting on orders, asking God to, like, okay, God, I know I prayed for this, but I know there's more to it, and just believing that he's faithful and he was gonna keep his promises. And
For
just to
sure.
see where I was then, literally almost a
Yeah.
year ago, um, you know, getting out there Instacarting all day, tired, the car messing up because, we're
Mm-hmm.
running it so much, like,
Mm-hmm.
different things blowing on the car, but just seeing where God has us now, where He's taking my business now, it's just mind blowing. We're kind of, I told you the other day, like, no business that I've had has made what we're making now. And I know that God is going to
Hold up,
continue to
hold
grow
up. We
it.
gotta clap it up, clap it up.
Yes.
So this is your first business that's making like real
That I can
numbers,
really call it
hitting
a nut.
numbers.
Yeah, yeah, like hitting really hitting goals.
That's what's up.
And
I'm proud. I'm proud of you.
yeah, I
I'm
think
proud of
a lot of times we instant I want to talk to just people that have businesses or have goals, and you're kind of basing it off of what other people do, because a
you.
lot
For
of
sure.
times we base our businesses off of what we see other people are saying that they made, or their figures and their numbers. But um I was committed to doing the work. I was committed to loving the product. I was committed to loving my audience and loving what I offer.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's paying off.
just seeing it pay off is
Yeah.
is is mind blowing. Like, every time that ching ching come through, thank you, Lord. Thank you. Nah, but it's been good. It's only getting up, going up. And I said something yesterday. Seasons change. They go from bad to good, good to better.
Yep.
So if you're in a bad season right now, it's gonna get good. If you're in a good season, I believe it's gonna get better.
Yeah. Just hold on.
Yeah.
Change is
Hold
coming.
on.
Change is coming. Hold on. Don't worry about. Y'all
I
didn't
wish
know I
I
had
could.
them vocals.
I wish I could see Bracelet back here dancing.
But man, that's good, babe. So for all our new subscribers and people that may not know us, we're gonna give a little backstory of the Millers of Jed and Cortne B.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell our story
Yeah.
and we're going to give a little advice just about our journey and our
Disclaimer.
relationship, but we're not a relationship podcast.
No.
We're not trying to hold that title or anything.
No.
We just want to talk about us because God did bless us with the opportunity to be in the Birmingham Times newspaper, and we got a big page, whole page of our story, our pictures, our love, our black love, our young love. So we just want to talk about that and talk about our journey, talk about how we met, talk about social media, how that influenced relationships, talk about family, our family, how that influenced our relationship. And I know what y'all want to hear too about that 50-50 split of bills. 'Cause we see that all the time on social media. 50, I ain't going 50-50. I ain't doing 50-50. But we're gonna tell y'all what worked for us and how we got through that journey. So we're gonna go ahead and get straight into it. But before we do, make sure you like and subscribe. All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we got two different, there's always two sides to the story. So I got my side and she got her side. So I'm gonna
let you tell it. I'm not gonna. If you try to juice it too much, but other than that, we ain't gotta hear both.
Okay.
Cause you know what happened.
Yeah.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So a little bit about our story, how we met, how this thing came together. So I never forget this. It really changed my life. All right, so I was working at Sam's Club. I was the deli boy back there making the pizza and the hot dogs and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Looking dusted and busted and disgusted, all type of stuff. So, Cortne B walked in, right? I didn't know her, just my first time meeting her. Never said anything to her, but I knew at that moment I wanted her to be my wife, right? So she walks in, I get the number, looking busted and disgusted.
You ain't get the number. You sent somebody to get the number, but carry on.
I fixed the pizza for her, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what she came in there for. Got a little pepperoni sauce, boom, boom, fixed it up for her, you know. We exchanged numbers. Boom, I sent somebody that there to get the number.
Did.
She gave me the number. She said she feels sorry for me, but she gave it to me. So then we met at Davis Park. After we met at Davis Park, we was walking around, talking, laughing, having a good time. Then I told her, I got a girlfriend at the moment, but I'm about to break up with her.
Nah.
I'm about to break up with her now. So just hold tight. But I was real though. Guys, when I real for telling her, I ain't had to tell her.
But you still shouldn't have got my number if you had a girlfriend.
Okay.
First red flag. Second red flag. First red flag, he was working in the deli. Why? I'm not gonna talk to the deli guy. Second red flag, you had a girlfriend, got my number. Third red flag, you done invited me to your fashion show. Okay, I'm skipping along. Go ahead.
All right, and
Come on, the people want to hear it. Come on.
And so after I get the number, we stopped talking for about 3 years, right?
Yeah.
3 years go by, not a word, not a text, not a call, nothing else from me.
Because you had a girlfriend. You couldn't be trusted.
Cool. So then, I started the whole brand. I was doing fashion shows. And this fashion show, I was like, I'm gonna invite her out. You know what I'm saying? Hit up in the DM on Facebook, like, hey, can you come out? She's like, yo, I gotta go to Atlanta. I'm modeling, I'm doing my thing. It's like, cool, catch you on the next one, right? And so then I hit up again, had another fashion show. Hey, pull up, and she was like, all right, I'll pull up. Shout out to Tino. She's like, I pull up, and she pulled up to the fashion show. And the rest is history. You see, she ain't never leave my side ever since then.
First of all, let me tell y'all. So after the fashion show, he trying to act like he was doggone Who's somebody that always got the cameras on them? P. Diddy, I guess. I don't know. Somebody he thought he was, but they over trying. They trying to get his like I guess B-roll after the fashion show. So I'm out there, I'm waiting for him to talk to him. He was like, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta do something. And y'all know what I did. Grabbed them keys and we got right in that car. Honey, who?
She did.
Next.
But so the next day, I hit her with the emoji eyes. I text her. It was like, hey, babe, I was like, what's up? It was like emoji eyes. She texted back quick. I was like, oh yeah.
My phone is always in my
Got
hand.
her.
Anybody that know me, know I work from my phone. I have always.
She
always have my
texted
phone.
me back with some emoji eyes. I was like, bet, got her. True.
You didn't have me. I just text back because my phone was already in my hand. So when text me,
Okay.
Nevertheless, he ended up spending Easter dinner with my family. Literally after it had just been a couple days. That's crazy, ain't it?
Yep.
Anyway, speaking of family, who knew that we would hit a bumpy road with family?
Yeah.
Most couples do. Y'all know he was on a show called Family or Fiancé, right?
You have 3 days to be in your house with your family.
I told him we would be abstinent to marriage.
Justin, Cortne can be kind of controlling. That's where integrity comes in.
Integrity has nothing to do with it.
When I was in the hospital, you didn't say a word to me. She stayed on the phone the entire time.
I'm done with it. We don't do gender roles. Can you respect it?
No, I can't respect that.
We thought it was he thought it was a scam. I didn't know if it was a scam or not. I'm just like, where these folks come from? You done reach out. I'm like, babe, somebody done said that we finna be on the Oprah network.
Yeah.
And they gonna pay us. We was about to get married. So we like, shoot, we can use that money. They gonna pay all our family to go.
Yeah.
We already knew we had been going through
some stuff with
a whole bunch of stuff anyway. But who knew that out of all that bliss, we would hit a little roadblock. But nevertheless, I think doing that show has really shown me that there's a lot of people, one, that go through the same stuff that you go through.
For sure.
And two, we always say what we go through is not necessarily for us, but to help other people.
Right.
And just to still see, we did that 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Just to see that people are still writing us, people are still watching the show. They still play the show all the time.
Right.
And people say, hey, this helped me, or I had the same problems with my mother-in-law. But I know, like, one of the biggest things we had to work through was just, I think being able to step up, like stand up for or say what we felt. Like, I've always kind of just been vocal and outspoken, because that's how my mom raised me. But Jet wasn't necessarily the same kind of person. Like, he would kind of just let me say or do, or just to kind of keep down confusion. So that trickled over in our relationship, in my relationship with his mom, because he didn't stand up and just say, this what it is, like, that's what I need. Like, because if not, I'm gonna be the one that I'm just gonna, keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep saying, and not disrespectful type saying, but
just keep leading.
Alpha. Unless you stop and just say, hey, I got this. This is what I'm gonna do. Yeah. And go from there.
For sure. And I believe a lot of relationships deal with that. And a lot of men may deal with that too, because a lot of black women, y'all are dominant. Y'all just are dominant people. And most of them, most women. And so when a man is somewhat maybe not be used to that, or you coming from a background where you didn't have to lead, or you didn't have to make decisions for yourself, or you had somebody to do that all the time for you, kind of like my situation. So when we met, we got together, and I saw that you were headstrong, and I was just kind of like, okay, I have to change who I am and be able to stand on, my words, stand on my own 10 toes, and say, hey, man, this is what it is, this is what it's not. And the whole situation with you and my mom, I messed that up, and I took responsibility for that, because I was doing things that I shouldn't have been doing, as far as going back and talking to her and you or whatever, And so I should have just been more real with everybody. And just this is how it is,
Yeah.
But that actually grew. It grew me in so many ways. That whole situation. But I'm glad now that you guys are in a better space, and I'm in a better space where I'm more comfortable with saying, "Babe, this is what it is. This is what it's not. This is what we doing. This is what we not doing." And I think you had to grow in that area too, because you, even though this is what I wanted to do, even if you didn't agree with it, you still be like, I don't know about that. When you doing that, nah, that don't sound right. That don't look
Yeah.
right. And so I think everybody want this. Everybody want to be submitted to each other, but don't nobody give. I didn't give you anything to be submitted to, And so if I don't give you anything, then you just gonna continue to lead, gonna continue to run your life how you've been running it before you met me.
You done brought up that submitted word.
Yep.
But I think a lot of times we view submission wrong.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people feel like, well, when I'm submitted, I just gotta go with whatever you say. I gotta do whatever you say, and that's
Yeah.
not necessarily what submission is. Yes, I'm submitted to you because you're the leader in our home, but at the same time, you still respect me as, knowing that I go to God on both of our behalf.
Right.
Knowing that, you know. I'm praying. I always have the best interest for our home, so we
Right.
both listen to each other.
Right.
Rather it's just well, I'm gonna hear what you say, but I still want to do this. It's still giving both the respect that I hear you. I'm
Right.
listening to you, and not feeling like with submission like I'm in charge.
Right.
I think a lot of times that will mess up the relationship if you feel like if the woman feel like if I submit to him, he's in charge.
Right.
And it also messes it up if the man said, well, I'm in charge, so whatever I say, go. That's
Right.
not necessarily how it goes.
Right.
And I think that's why a lot of people run away and shy away from the submission word.
Right.
So communication and willingness to change. Communication, being able to communicate and talk to each other, let each other know how we feel.
Facts.
One. And two, both of us being able to change. I know we was talking about the other day about grace. Because you always say, well, I know you had to have a lot of grace with me, and I ended up telling you had to have a lot of grace with me as well. Great, it just looked different.
Yeah.
A lot of times we don't see that the other person has to have grace with us because it may not be on the same level or the same extent that we have to have grace for them ladies. A lot of times, but they still have to have grace with us. It just looks completely different for them and for us, but it's still grace.
It's still grace.
Yeah.
All right. So after I text you, you text me back. We ended up at Chili's on our first date. Remember that?
I did when I had it was raining.
It was raining.
And I'm trying to let the umbrella down, trying to be all cool and it was, I wasn't even embarrassed though.
Yeah. So that was cool. We had a good first date, and after that first date, I believe we knew we kind of wanted to.
Yes, our first date was at Chili's, ladies. I know y'all be wanting.
Oh.
Y'all be
Talk on that. Talk on that.
y'all be wanting to go to Paris and Steak 48 and all that on the first date.
This is the first date. I mean,
might not even like him.
Exactly. Like, I mean, it's nothing wrong if that's what you want to do to that lady. You want to wind it down her that type of way. That's cool if that's what you want to do. But for me, it don't matter how much money I have. We're gonna go if I know you can't be down to earth at Chili's, Applebee's, a nice Applebee's, Outback, Longhorn, somewhere like that. Like I shouldn't have to say I throw all my money at you or say I'm on this status to say you need to be messing with me. Like if you can't eat a 10-piece with me, you know what I'm saying? Then you can't eat no steak, no filet mignon with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like going. And fellas, don't let her make you feel bad if you want to go somewhere like Chili's and she want to go somewhere like Steak 48 or Paris or Steakhouse or something and you can't afford it. You just can't afford it. Just be okay with that. Our pride a lot of times mess us up because we are too prideful. And I remember we went on another date and you had to pay for it because I ain't have no money. And I didn't tell her I ain't had no money until after we sat down and ate. She was just like,
why you ain't just told me?
Tell me. And I was like, because like I was trying to Like I had too much pride to say I can't take you out to dinner.
What if I ain't have it?
And what if so
What
I
would've
put
been
I
doing?
put
Been doing
her
washing
in a
dishes?
bad situation like that, but not speaking up front. But yes, like we did go to Chili's, and women stop putting all that pressure on the man to take you to a steakhouse. I mean, this is the first date. I'm not
I was
saying
gonna say,
if
hold
y'all
up,
in a
hold up, hold
relationship.
up.
I'm saying the first date, y'all just there,
Yeah.
get to know each other, have a couple of drinks, have some appetizers, get to talk to that person, get to know that person, and see if y'all even like each other, see if y'all have things in common and different things like that
Yeah.
before you want me to take you to Ruth Chris.
And these
all
days,
them
why we gotta go to dinner
places.
first
Yeah.
anyway? We need to be out in the open space because folks crazy these days. So we need to be out somewhere open, maybe at a park, a
Yeah.
coffee house, somewhere with a whole bunch of people
Something light.
around. Because, baby,
Light first date, man. So went through our first date. Um, what look, then you were staying in T-Town, you know, I was staying here in Bessemer, so
Yeah.
we was kind of going back and forth. You invited me first, then we made vision boards together.
Oh, that
And
was privilege.
then
How you came down there?
yeah,
Yep.
made vision boards together. That was cool. So we already seeing how each other work. Her first thing was when she invited me over was to make vision boards. How many women you know invite you over? What are y'all doing on the first date over the house? Are you trying to Netflix and chill? You trying to get straight to it, or y'all trying to build that vision together? So I already knew I see where her headspace at. So we did the vision board.
It's true story, too. It's crazy.
After the vision boards, I can't remember what kind of happened after that, but I came back. I came down there a couple more times, and we was good. And then you end up moving back up here.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
we end up at the apartment in Bessemer. And so this whole time we just getting to know each other. We learning each other. We getting to like each other and everything. And then we get engaged.
Yeah.
Yep. Then from engagement, I think that's where the real work started. So we move into our first apartment and then bills come, right? 50-50 split, right? It was kind of 50-50. It was a 50-50. You maybe paid a little bit more. You paid a little bit more.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, for me, I've never kind of believed in a 50-50, like that 50-50 split was wrong, or I'll just say 50-50 split because at some point it's based off of who can carry the load at the time, because at that time I was making more, now you make more, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it just depends on what situation you're in
Right.
in your relationship. And I think what happens is we get so caught up on social media, we get so caught up on these celebrity lives, we get so caught up on this nonsense now that's going around on TikTok and Instagram from single people. Because if you think about it, a lot of this nonsense and stuff that we be hearing on these reels and stuff,
They married people. Right?
they don't be married.
Yeah.
That's talking about it, because when you're in a marriage, you understand that it's whatever is gonna make this boat roll.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and even before we were married, like I still, first of all, God had already told me that my destiny was tied to you. So however that may have looked, I had to go with it.
Right.
Thank God it wasn't just too bad, but you know, it was times when I had to pay more, that I had to pick up more of the load, but I knew that, you know, if he had it,
Yeah.
I get whatever I want.
Yeah.
Like if he had, like I knew that, but you have to know your mate. You have to
Right.
know who you with. You have to know their heart. Like you can't just be out here with nobody. You footing the load and you know that they ain't trying.
They ain't trying. They ain't
You know,
doing
they ain't
nothing.
doing nothing. This man had went through about 19 jobs in 1 year, you know. But I'm like, okay, you know, it is what it is. Like, I mean, I was young. I was making probably the most money I had ever made, probably more money than anybody. Yeah. But I was yeah,
Yeah.
but so I wasn't tripping, you
Yeah.
know, and you know, it got to a point where, you know, he was just letting me know, like, I knew he was trying.
Yeah.
He just, like, this man, I don't know, have you told this story yet about trash?
Nah, we gonna say that one. Oh, you want to tell it now?
Yes, this
Tell it
man was the trash man and did not tell me. Had me calling, get him off of work. I still don't know what he doing. I'm thinking he just worked for and now that I think about it, Cortne, he said he was working for the city. Of course, if he's working for the
Yeah.
city and they out on his truck, this trash.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about it. At the end of the day, it just showed me that he was doing whatever he had to do.
Yeah.
Whatever it was to make it work, whatever it was to meet whatever bill he had to pay, rent, whatever, he was making sure that he had to do that. He was showing me that, no matter how hard it may look for me right now, no matter how much I might hate this, I'm still here. Before we looked up, but it had been about 12 jobs.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was 10 jobs for sure in the year. Like I was going through, and so the trash thing, man. I've been holding that in, and I ain't been talking about it. But it was a humbling experience because when I got there, and they was like, "Yo, Miller, you gonna be on the back." I was like, "On the back of what?" It was like the back of the trash truck. I was like, "Jet on the trash truck." I'm like, bro, I was about to quit and walk out. But the only thing that came to mind was quitting. I was like, I can't keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? I can't keep leaving jobs and quitting jobs. And so I stayed because of you. And I wanted to show you that, whatever I had to do, that's what I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But so a lot of men, I feel like a lot of we let our pride get in the way of stopping us from doing whatever we need to do to make ends meet. I mean, yes, it's some men, not all men, but yes, it was ugly job. Yes, it was a nasty job. I didn't want to do it, never done it before. And, I did it for maybe like 3 months or so before I left. But yeah, I had to endure that, and I never told her. And they used to laugh at the job, and they were like, I was like, man, my girl don't know what I do. They're like, shit, why you don't tell her? I'm laughing to tell her I'm the trash man. Like that was my pride. Like then in that situation, I'm like, I can't tell her I'm the trash man. Like long as money coming in and we get to do what we need to do and pay these bills, she need to just be good. I told her I work at the city. And that was it,
And I ain't thought nothing about it.
And so one time it was raining like crazy hard, right? I'm talking about, it rained so hard that it's white. It was like that, right? So I was like, babe, call these folks, tell them that I need to come home. It's a family emergency. And it was like, she was like, all right, bet, boom. So I remember I dumped the trash, put it down, got back in the car, got back in the truck, and they was like, hey, we need to take you back. And I'm like, for what? She's like, your white girl called and said it's a family emergency. I'm like, bet. I'm like, all right, cool, man. What's going on?
Look at me.
Got back,
Lord.
took off. So then
it was a family emergency.
It was had to get out of there. I can't do that. Working in the getting trash in the rain, but no. But shout out to all the people that do.
Somebody got to do it.
That is doing that job.
You.
Thank you. I can't do it though. So then I never forget how I left that job though. You remember I had to go speak at Midfield.
Every time you got big engagement,
I lost the
you
job.
lost the job.
Yeah. So I got asked to speak at Midfield High School. So I was like, all right, bet. I'm gonna call off and I'm gonna go speak. So then I never forget, got up, got dressed, called in. It was like, yo, I ain't gonna be able to make it. I'm sick. It was like, okay. So I'm about to head to my engagement, and then they called back maybe like 10, 15 minutes later. It was like, yo, don't even worry about coming back. I was like, really? They was like, yeah, don't worry about it. I was like,
yeah.
Golly. I was like, all right. So I hung up and went and did my engagement after I just got fired. So it was like, yeah.
And see, I was never the person. He can't call me and be like, hey, I had a job. And I be like, well, you got to do. I ain't never been that kind of person that I'm going to make you stay somewhere you don't want to be. He called somebody, it's raining out here. He never said he was picking up trash. He was just like, they got us out here working and it's raining and I'm getting wet. And I don't think did you even have a rain? I think you had a rain
jacket. I had like a jacket
on
or something.
I'm like, oh, say less. I'm coming, I'm calling. But, even when you were working at, other places that had, like later shifts and like, I'm never going to stay there. Yeah. Like whatever you got to do. And I always was telling him, cause I knew my time was going to come for me to quit my job, and because I hated it from the time I got there. But I knew it was coming. But for him, like God had gave him something so precious and his purpose, but he would not walk off and just do it. I would always tell him, maybe this guy telling you, bro, to walk away. Like it's something better. I know you were getting discouraged because you had I already applied for firefighter like for 2 years straight.
Yeah.
They hadn't called, so I'm telling him, listen, you trying to go against what God is trying to do in your life. He like, nah, I don't think he tried to tell me to quit my job and run low. What I'm gonna do? Like, that's the part of faith. And I think, it's important to have people around you that still speak life, even when, you're going through things or you don't necessarily believe in yourself, because he would come home. I don't know how he acted at work when he was a trash man. We came home, I had no clue. And I asked, I pay attention to everything. Any mood change, anything. I'm asking questions. So for me not to pick up on that, like, that was some real pride, for real. Yeah. And when he finally told me, I'm like, what? Why you didn't tell me? Like, and it wasn't like a what, like you the trash man. It was like, why you ain't tell me? Yeah. Like, it wasn't. And I feel like it's not bad.
Yeah.
Being a trash man. I mean, but what made you just not say, like, this is what I'm doing? We knew it was a temp service job. We knew it was.
It was just pride.
It was
like, I couldn't say I was the trash, like Jet Li, low, living out a dream.
He didn't want to tell y'all.
Yeah,
I didn't want to talk about it. He's like, that's
wrote it down
for another day.
We got to talk about this. Like, I just couldn't do it. It was rough.
It's a good part of your story.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a humbling experience, and
thank you for letting me go through that. And I made that post and said, like, I believe.
Oh, how we skipped that? Yeah. We were sleeping on the air mattress, y'all.
Yeah. I had her sleeping on the air mattress in the apartment for a minute, like
a flat air mattress. That did. Yeah. One side was flat, one side was up, and then he ended up going to buy a new one. He slept on that one, but yeah.
It was so, like, she went through trial for a minute, like, she went through the test and everything to show, like, she was real authentic. She wasn't, like, in it just for me doing load, or she wasn't in it because I was just fine or whatever. Like, she was in it because she really wanted to be with me, and she really knew her destiny. Like what she said, her destiny was connected to me. So we went through all these things. We sleeping on the air mattress in this apartment, and she didn't say a word. And she was just like, we're going to do this. She like, got furniture coming? Like, yeah, it's coming.
I don't even think I told nobody.
Yeah, and I was like, it's coming.
I don't think nobody knew about that, though.
Just bear with me.
It's their business, though.
And
that's the thing.
Y'all be putting...
You telling everybody your business, so then when your man come around or your girl come around, now they looking and sizing them up and down. Yeah. But that's something that y'all went through together. One, I'm sure that was embarrassing for him, because first, I don't think I came to your house for a minute anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Before you was coming to T-Town for a minute.
Right.
And I think, you don't want to embarrass the person that you're with or the person that you want to be with, or, you talk too much.
Right.
I said what I said. Quit telling your mama, quit telling your sister, your friend, your best friend. Best friend is a whole nother topic. But quit telling them everything, because when you move on, they still own it. Or when, y'all situation get better, they still holding that over here. Oh, I remember when it was, like, some of y'all probably gonna say about this, like, oh, she went through all that just to... Yeah. So, I knew what God said. That's y'all problem. Y'all with people that God didn't tell you to be with anyway. Boop.
So, all right. So then we get engaged.
Yeah.
So after we get engaged, we get married. Mm-hmm. We a debt-free wedding. We didn't owe nothing. Didn't take out no loans or anything like that for our wedding.
God, our family, our friends, they literally came
through. Everything was black owned for the most part. Mm-hmm. We went through everything, out of venue, everything, food, black.
Yeah.
Then after we get married, we looked to buy a house.
Yeah.
Yep. Instead of we couldn't go to Greece because of COVID.
Yeah, so we used that money.
We used the money to get our first house.
Yep.
And that's kind of where we are right now. And it was I really believe our relationship really grew, both of us. Like, we really been growing together.
Like the man at the barbershop told us that we're raising each other.
Raising each other.
We was what, 23?
23 when we first started dating, in 26, 27 when we got married. Mm-hmm. So that whole, like, we really been raising each other and been learning how to be in a relationship together and how to be married, because we came from single parent households.
Yeah.
So we want to see a successful marriage.
That's good.
You know.
And that's important too, because a lot of times what we were raised on and what we saw and experienced from family, whether parents, grandparents, a lot of times we try to take that into our relationships.
Yeah.
And both of our parents have, been divorced.
Right.
So looking at it as, well, why? Are we gonna get divorced, or are we gonna, have to go through the same thing, or trying to do everything you can to make sure that you don't be them, instead of just living your relationship, allowing it to grow and, cultivate it the way that, the best way we know how, one, to honor God, and two, to honor each other. And I always say that, to literally out honor each other, out love each other. And I can't necessarily say that I can remember a time when I always know that my parents, like, I know they loved each other. I know they did fun stuff together, but I didn't really have a lot of marriage
for sure.
foundation,
Yeah.
So it was foreign coming into this. And that's not to throw anything away from them, but maybe they didn't have it. Maybe they didn't see it. I know my grandma and my granddad got a divorce, from my mom's side, and then on my dad's side, they're still together. So it's so much goes into when we build our foundation, wanting, willingly and unwillingly, things that we've experienced that we want to take with us, and things we've experienced that we don't want to take with us, but somehow they still trickle over in that relationship.
Yeah, for sure. And my people, my parents were they got divorced when I was like 2. My dad lives in Ohio. Mom still lives here, and she got married again, and that was a toxic marriage for real on her. So I got had my little sister. Well, my mom had my little sister, and she doing good. But I never really saw a positive role of marriage, and I was like, that's a lot of cases in a lot of people, lives where you growing up single parent, you may see a lot of domestic, you may see some things, sexual abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse, and that's hard to take that into a marriage and make it successful, because you have so much trauma that you may haven't dealt with, or that you need to deal with, and now you bringing that trauma over into your marriage, and now it's spilling over. So it's a lot, man. So I believe in your single season, you just need to work on you. You need to work on your trauma. You need to work on your passion. You need to work on your mind, body, and soul and spirit, and so that you are halfway decent when you meet somebody, and y'all can try to work on the foundation. I had to grow as a man when we first met. I had a lot of growing to do. With just some things I just wasn't taught. And you was like, why you don't do it? I was like, I just wasn't taught that way. I just wasn't taught these things. And but I had to learn. And that's what I always say, is that you have to be willing to learn and willing to change in your relationship. And I see a lot of times in relationships, people just not willing to change. They just want to stay the same. This is who I am. This is what you get. And that's it. If you're not willing to deal with it, then bye. And I feel like that's why it's a lot of separation. It's a lot of divorce, maybe. Because people just not willing to change, man. They just not willing to. We had to put in real work, real time with the marriage.
So did you change the most when we had to be abstinent?
Oh, for sure.
That was the biggest change.
Guys, not having sex for 2.5 years will change you. I don't care what nobody say. Not having sex for 2.5 years will change you. That was definitely a big test. Yeah. Definitely something that I had to fight through.
That almost took us out, though.
It almost took us out, for sure. Like, don't touch me, don't look at me, don't kiss me. Don't
I'm mad.
I got
you want
attitude.
Me to touch you?
I got
he got
attitude.
An attitude.
Big
I
attitude.
got attitude because he don't want me to touch him. Like, it was, that time was
it was rough. And but it made us.
Yeah.
It made us.
For
and it showed us what we were made of. And would I go through it again? I don't know.
But it's
nah, for sure, no. I would go through it again. But I was just.
And I think one of the biggest things for me, because I know when I first told you, it was basically like an ultimatum. Like, this is what God told me to do. This is what I'm doing. You know. And
Doing it or you're not. If not, I'm
that's
gone.
it. Like, and now looking back on it, I probably shouldn't have said it like that, but we was doing it either way. And I thank God that He showed me that I was on the right track, because just think about if I thought that I had heard God say that, and will say that you're who I was supposed to be with, and I told you that, and you was like,
Nah,
I can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, then they'd be like, okay, God, you told me, you know. But I think one of the biggest things, or one of the highlights of that period, because of course it's hard, you know, it's basically like, you know, being able to eat your favorite food forever, and then one day you just allergic to it, you got to quit it cold turkey. That's probably the best thing I could have.
Maybe so.
Anyway, the biggest thing though that I say was the turning point for me, because I just couldn't understand why he couldn't see it, why he couldn't understand, you know. But I think the biggest thing, like, we had a talk one day, and he was like, God finally revealed to me, like, why I'm doing this. Originally, I was doing it for you, but now God has shown me. So I'm like, okay, God.
Yeah.
You know?
Because a lot of people don't know that overindulging in sex is a sin. Like a lot of time, and I think this for a lot of men, that we just so sex driven, like sex. But too much sex is bad. Like, and men probably like, what? Too much sex is bad, because it gives you it fogs your mind, it fogs your focus, because all you're focusing on is sex. But you're supposed to be focusing on your purpose, because that's what God put you here for, is to live your purpose and to live in His will. But men is just so hungry for sex. And so if you're able to control that urge, control yourself, self-control, and say no, withstand from having this thing that you always wanted, that you always got, and that was always just so easy for you to get, and now you just like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to abstain. I'm going to have self-control, and I'm going to, do this thing. And so it got to a point where I was inspiring other guys to start their journey. And some was like, Jet, it worked for a minute. So it was like, tried it, and it's not, but it's a tough battle for anybody, women and a man, because sex, it rules the world. So but if you can have that control, and that's what it showed me, like having control over yourself, having control over flesh, because it's hard for a lot of people to control this flesh.
Oh yeah.
We let flesh control us instead of controlling the flesh.
Yeah. I mean, and I had got to a point where it wasn't even pleasurable anymore. It was basically like, because I was at a point of conviction. So I knew that I wasn't supposed to be having sex outside of marriage anyway. One, but God had been dealing with me there. Like, and not just saying that, I was just all over the place, but I knew that if I wanted a different result, you have to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And I had kind of teetered with it a little bit, before you. But then when I knew that this is it, like this is the end, like, why not go ahead and show God that, I'm serious.
Right.
Why not go ahead and show him, like, I can't do this by myself,
right,
but I want to honor you, and how God has, like, literally had blessed us from that alone.
for sure.
It brought us closer with us actually being able to talk, like literally talk. It ain't no nightcaps, and we had to literally know each other. And I think that's why we've always kind of had that relationship of being friends anyway, but I think that's why we're so close now, because that's what we did, literally.
For 2.5 years. Just talk.
Literally.
But so like social media, that plays a big part in relationships, right?
Oh yeah. I don't think, and for some reason, why do people feel like social media ruins relationships?
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Like if your man or woman is on social media and doing things and on pages and looking at stuff that they're not supposed to be doing.
You don't be on there looking at stuff
multiple times. I'm saying, and just without caution or care, and they're just doing whatever they want to do on social media, it can ruin your relationship.
It can. And
It can.
it's crazy because I see people get all into that. Well, I don't get mad about I feel like he shouldn't like people pictures, look heart people pictures and blah 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 blah. I think I've only said something to you about social media one time, and I seen that he had liked this little provocative picture. Why are you a married man and you liking this man? Somebody he liked it by accident.
I did.
Why
you never liked nothing by accident?
No, you liked it because you looking breast. You liked it because you wanted to like it.
No, I did not.
But you know how when you follow, how social media. So first of all, Instagram and Facebook messy.
Yes.
Because what they do is the people that you follow or the people that you follow the most or interact with the most, they show you what they like and comment on, right?
Facts.
So I'm just randomly, stuff pop up on your explore page or whatever, and I see he didn't like this little booty picture, like naked, like yeah. I'm like, hold up, sir. I didn't send him that screenshot so quick. You like what you see? But other than that, like, I don't really get into all of that. But that was just, I don't know if it was because it was just showed up in front of me. But here's the thing, though. I think what made me mad was he talking about he liked it by mistake.
I did.
I probably would have let it go.
It's an accident. You never strolled by.
Now we done had a heated fellowship. Because you trying to play with me. You playing in my face.
But, look, we don't let what we see on social media
no.
dictate our relationship and come in between us. If we see whatever, like the 50-50 bills, or you want to go to Steak 48 on your first date, or he got to have this, she got to have the BBL, he got to have the money and all this stuff. We don't let all that affect what we got going on right here, because this is real life. What you see on social media and what you see in real life with us is real. And we always have people like, dang, y'all really look like y'all like each other. Yes, I do like her. That's my wife, my friend. I do like her. If I ain't like her, I wouldn't be with her. But a lot of times we see fake social media posts that when you meet the real couple, it's like,
I don't like that in real life.
Like y'all on social media, I'll be all lovey-dovey, but in real life, y'all like not showing no type of love towards each other. And so we just don't put social media as this standard to how our relationship should be. And you shouldn't do that either, guys. If you're in a relationship, stop holding your man or your woman to social media standards. And if you're looking for somebody, you single, then stop looking for, he got to be, because let her tell it, I wasn't none of, like, on her list she had all this, tall and this and that and this. I wasn't none of that.
He
but
probably
she took
about
a chance.
2 inches taller than me.
She took a chance, and it was the best thing she ever, done in her life.
Besides falling in love with Jesus.
So we're just saying, don't let social media influence you guys to say you gotta have this perfect man. The perfect man and perfect woman
does not exist.
It don't matter how many
Period.
BBLs they got, no matter how much money they got or what they drive, what they wear. It's something wrong with all of us. Mm-hmm. None of us are perfect.
Yeah.
Jesus is the only one who's perfect. So, you got anything else?
I thank y'all for listening to us. We know that a lot of people that follow us, we've been getting new subscribers, and when people come by or see our links and everything, they're coming to hear from us, and we just wanted you to know a little bit more about us, know who you're listening to.
Yeah.
And we thank y'all for continuing to load up with us, because it's been a journey. We've been doing radio and podcasts for 2017 maybe?
Yeah, maybe 2015, shoot.
But we got here in 2016.
Oh, okay. Well,
so about
2017.
About 2017.
Yeah, about 17. Yeah, about 17.
And it's literally been a journey, but I think this is here is allowing us to be in our element, to be honest, to be transparent. And this is just our story. We pray that we said something today, that make you like, I didn't think about it like that. Or, I like them. Yeah. I'm gonna subscribe to them. I'm gonna share this to one of my friends. I think they'll like this. But
yeah, that's what's up, man. Make sure you guys are just staying focused. Make sure you're following your passion. No, following your purpose.
Yeah.
Start following your purpose and living in God's will. And just continue to load up. Don't give up. Don't give in. Don't feel defeated. Don't feel discouraged.
Yeah.
Just keep fighting. Keep believing. Keep working. Seasons will change.
Yes.
Your time will come. And yeah, stay in there. Hold on, cause change is coming, man. It's your
yeah.
boy Jay Lee. It's Cortne B. Load up.
Peace.